continue their hope for a repeat of a sectional championship. It would be a day-night doubleheader, if you will, Kevin, based on the fact that girls will go by evening and the boys by day, and the girls will be playing a real significant game in the sectional championship if they win Friday night. All right, we're set to go. Home white for the Trojans, and the visiting red or dark uniforms belong to Joe Taylor and the Royals. Pull up a chair and enjoy high school basketball tonight on IndianaSRN. Just seconds into the game, Trojans going to trap already. Taylor with the ball, drives the lane, misses, gets his own miss, and gets fouled. Joe Taylor stands 6'7", averages 10 a game, 6 rebounds, shoots the ball at 60%, and he is a mess underneath for the much smaller Trojans, who, by the way, Kevin, have only 4 blocks all season long.
Yeah, when he put that first shot up and he shot it a little hard and missed it, there was no box out at all. I mean, they're not going to survive in the paint playing like that. They got to get a body on him and get that initial block out and hold him to one shot down there.
Joe's a 61% shooter from the line, 58% for the season are the Royals. Coached by Jamin Werke in his second season. Werke opposed by Ken Roseman his third year at Chatard. Ball in the hands of their top scorer, averages 40% of the points, Ethan Roseman. That's Scotty Sembler, number 10. Roseman takes the first shot and drains it. That's his game right there, is it not?
That is his game, and that's a really nice set by Coach Roseman. They run a pin-down screen there for Ethan to come to the elbow area there, and he's deadly in there.
Chris Hill applying some pressure right now. Ball broken up nicely. It'll go out of bounds to the Royals.
And they like to do this token man-to-man. They'll do this throughout the game, Jim. They don't really trap out of it. They just kind of slow the ball down a little bit, just kind of force you to slow down into your offense.
Royals for the south side of Indianapolis against Chatard, located just off Kessler and Keystone. And going with an immediate trap as they did on the first possession. It's going to leave an open shooter. Shot missed by Noah Schmaltz. Back comes Roseman. Pull-up jumper. It's his game. 2 in a row, and you were right in the scouting report. This is where he's most lethal.
It is where he's most lethal. And give Forstall credit. He really blocked out Taylor down there and did a real nice job allowing Cashmore to get that rebound.
Ethan Roseman shoots 41% from the floor, but that's been hampered a bit by his three-point shooting. Chatard ahead 4-1. They continue to trap, but now a foul out front, and that's 2 on the Trojans already. Keep in mind, the foul situation is a little different this year. If you commit 5 fouls in a quarter, that means the other team has a double bonus.
And you can see how aggressive they're being on Kegaris. When he came off that ball screen, there was 2 guys on him. They were not going to let him turn the corner and get in the paint.
Draylen Vaden enters for Chatard. 4-1 in favor of the Trojans. 1-3 in the Circle City Conference. The Royals are 0-2. And I'm so tempted to say Rebels after all these years.
Me too.
So I've written down Royals. 3 on the way to tie the game, missed. There's Taylor again. Joe Taylor has a basket and a couple of field goal attempts. Back to Roseman. Out to Chris Hill, 25. Now in the hands of Scotty Sembler. Sembler on the drive to the basket, and it's 6-1 Trojans.
Yeah, it was a real strong take by Sembler, but the Royals defensive player out of that corner's got to step over and stop the ball there.
So they have scored the last 6 points. So far, Drew Kegaris quiet.
Yeah, they're dubbing him off all those ball screens, Jim. They're not giving him any opportunity to get any looks.
Long rebound taken down by Roseman. Here come the Trojans again. Roseman kicking the corner for 3. That is so well done as Cashmore shoots the 3 at 36%. And that's the guy you want to shoot the ball.
If you're Coach Roseman, you've got to love the start to this first quarter.
9 consecutive points and a 9-1 lead. Now another turnover. Back comes Roseman. It's 2 against 4, though. Hill on the baseline, out of room. And anytime you hit the baseline, that becomes a sixth defender, does it not, Coach?
It does. It's just a little poor decision by Hill there. He got just a little excited and got ahead of himself.
Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Thanks to our officials, without them we don't play. Sportsmanship is everybody's job. And also tonight our game is brought to you by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe, offering traditional food like Grandma used to make. Great staff, even better food. Check it out Wednesday through Sunday. Call ahead at 317-760-1640. So 9 straight points for Chatard. Timeout called, and the Rebels, or rather the Royals, have work to be done here.
I figure Coach Wernke's probably talking about their last couple of offensive possessions where they just kind of got ahead of themselves and made some poor decisions based off the pressure that Chatard was able to put on their guard. So he probably just wants to call a set here that he's comfortable with, probably to Kegaris if I was to assume correctly, and try to see if they can have a real quality possession here.
Yeah, they've kept the ball away from True Kegaris so far, and again with his 17 points a game, he is pivotal. Shoots the ball 44% from the floor and 37% from beyond the line. 9-1 Chatard, and that may be a foul beyond the line, and that might be 3 free throws coming up, depending where the officials spotted it.
Yeah, and that's, again, you got to find Kegaris, right? He's at the top of the scouting report, and the kid was a little late on his rotation out to Kegaris and just got a little over-aggressive and fouled a three-point shooter.
Chatard did a nice job of keeping Kegaris out of the action to start the game. Drew Kegaris at the free throw line, good free throw shooter, 70%. As a team, the Royals are only 59%.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Wernke, that's something that by the time they get to tournament in March, he's going to want to try to get that corrected if he can.
Yes.
You don't want a team free throw percentage in the 50s. That'll get you beat in close games.
He was fouled in the act of shooting for the three-point line, and he gets the hat trick. All 3 free throws, and the Royals have all 4 points, Kevin, from the line.
Take him wherever you can get him.
Now Roseman, foul outside. It's going to be an offensive foul coming up on the Chatard Trojans.
Illegal screen was called there, yep. They're still applying that full court pressure here.
Sam Feeney now checking in for Bishop Chatard. That's 14 fouls already on the Trojans in less than 4 minutes. How do you like the token pressure being applied early?
I think it's fine. It allows them to. I think it forces them to speed up their offense a little bit, and even though there's no shot clock, but I think it just kind of takes them out of rhythm a little bit.
Right now, Roseman is guarding Kegaris. Good pass inside, and the Royals, who might have been shaken at the beginning, now have countered with 5 straight.
Real nice back cut there. The Chatard kid just lost where his man was on defense.
9-6 our score. First basket of the game, by the way, for the Royals.
Number 20, Luke Green, picks up his first personal. Roncalli, team foul number 1. Returning to the Trojans.
First personal foul of the game on the Royals, and that's on Luke Green, who wears 20. He averages 7 a game. 9-6 our score. Chatard with a little under 4 minutes to go opening quarter. Kevin Kuntz and Jim Barber with courtside seats tonight. Here's Roseman. Tough off balance, and the rebound taken down by Taylor. And here come the Royals. Here comes the star of the team. Basket and 1, I think. Or is there an offensive foul? Going to be an offensive foul on Drew Kegaris. So a player control foul, which means he gets the basket. That part is accurate. But he also gets the foul, his first. Drew Kegaris has 5, and Roncalli, Kevin, on a 7-0 run.
Yeah, so they called that basket good?
Yes.
Okay. Contact was after the ball was released. Got it.
Player control foul. 9-8 our score. Ball being handled out front by Colin Guy, who's a good three-point shooter at 31%. You see Jamin Werke on the left side of our screen, the coach of the Royals, and apparently did not count the basket, so take those points away from Kegaris. Thought it might have been a player control foul. So instead he picks up a personal foul, and it remains 9-6 Chatard. Anyway, Werke, as you see, up and down as the coach for Roncalli. He's a Royals grad. And, in fact, he met his wife-to-be at school during high school. Outside, Roseman misses, and the rebound taken down by Kageris.
Yeah, I've coached a lot of games against Coach Werke coming through the ranks back in the day.
And here's Roseman on a still good spin at a basket. Ethan Roseman has 6. He averages 22.
He's really good in the open court, Jim.
Well, we saw it right there, and that might be a foul on Ethan Roseman.
And if that is, that's free throws.
Going to be on Ethan Roseman, and you're right. They are over the limit already. So 5 team fouls on Chatard. And Will Hegwood, who shoots under 50%, will get 2 shots. They make a living at the free throw line tonight, the Royals.
They certainly will the rest of this quarter.
They are now 5 of 6.
You might see that full court token pressure go away, at least for the rest of this quarter, Jim.
Got to keep Roseman out of foul trouble, I would think, if you're Chatard.
Absolutely. He's 40% of their offense, as you mentioned. They can't have him on the bench.
Scotty Semler looking for Roseman. Will hand it off to Chris Hill. 11-8 Chatard, 2.5 to go. First quarter tonight on IndianaSRN in the Circle City Conference. A league that's led by Brebeuf so far, undefeated in the league. Here's Hill, good bounce pass inside. Nice cut to the basket by Semler. And the ball back out to the Trojans. Under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Dark red uniforms belong to the Royals. Trojans in the home white. Basket by Sam Feeney makes it 13-8 in favor of Chatard.
Yeah, Coach Roseman decided to keep that pressure up, so that must be part of their game plan for tonight.
He definitely wants to make it uncomfortable for Kageris. Off the steal, layup good by Colin Guy. And 5 different players, Kevin, for Chatard have scored.
That's great for them because, as we mentioned several times already, even just in the first quarter, Roseman does a lot of the scoring for them. So they can get some scoring from other guys. That'd be a great, great benefit to get them a win tonight.
Yeah, it takes a little pressure off him, don't you think?
Absolutely.
As he handles most of the offense. Good drive to the basket. Another foul called, and Noah Schmaltz will go to the line.
That's a good point you made there, Jim, about taking the pressure off of Roseman, because I've had teams like that where I've had one player who was scoring a significant amount of the points for our offense, and then the other kids just, when they would miss shots, sometimes you get frustrated. You decide to take more shots and take some bad shots that you shouldn't take, but when the teammates are stepping up and making shots, it takes a ton of pressure off them.
You find sometimes that they're looking around for the guy to score too?
Absolutely. That happens a lot. They've got to do a better job boxing out Taylor. He's bailing them out right now because he's missing those bunnies around the basket, but they need to do a better job.
He's got 3 rebounds. First free throw by Noah Schmaltz makes it 15-9. And just 1 field goal in the first quarter for the Royals, who have converted 7 points from the free throw line. 7 of 9.
Yeah, without that, they'd be in trouble right now.
Yes. Down 2:45 seconds to go, first quarter. See if the Trojans are holding for 1.
Looked like he was Curly Neal from the Harlem Globetrotters there for a second. Our audience may not get that reference, but Jim did.
Here's Roseman. Doesn't date me at all, by the way, Kevin.
Me either.
25 seconds to go.
They got the ball in their best player's hands. You figure that's what you're going to do at the end of a quarter.
Yep. Roseman handling, forced to do something with it. Off the cut, good handoff inside, layup missed. Time running out for the Royals. Can they get off a shot? No, sir. And the quarter is over.
Basketball fans, that closes out our
After one, it's Chatard 15, Roncalli 9. Back with the second quarter on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Tonight's game brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Volunteer today at 317-686-6239. Second quarter, ball out of bounds to Chatard with a 15-9 lead. And so far, 5 different players, Kevin, have scored. Roseman started off the game with 3 quick field goals, and now he's getting some support.
Yeah, they're doing an interesting adjustment in their offense tonight. They're having Roseman start a lot off the ball, which is interesting. Usually their offense runs through him with the ball in his hands. So obviously Coach Roseman saw something maybe in Roncalli's defense, or maybe he just was trying to get Ethan some different looks, but it's definitely been working.
Ethan misses there, a chance for the rebound. He has missed out front, and the ball is turned over to the Royals, who started off poorly, trailing in this game 9-1. Now trailed by just 6, and they have a field goal and 7 of 9 free throws.
And as Jim mentioned, the free throws reset now.
And Chatard quickly picks up a pass on the mismatch as Taylor inside was bumped.
23-8,
Artego picks up the foul. That's his first. Fouls are starting to add up for the Trojans. Non-shooting situation, though. Back to Taylor, cuts to the basket. And Joe Taylor, a sophomore, has his first field goal and 3 for the game.
It's a good sign for the Royals as Taylor got that one to go down right around the rim.
I got a feeling there'll be some colleges already starting to glance at him a little bit.
I'm sure they already, yeah, absolutely, Jim, there's no doubt.
Ortego, 23, Hill, 25. Royals tight defense, now handling Roseman, gets a pick, fires, mid-range misses, check that. Shot taken by DJ Fisher.
Thank you to all our North Deanery CYO basketball players that joined us here for the Trojan doubleheader with the Royals.
6:21 timeout called here in the first half. 3-pointer moments ago for the Royals has cut the lead of Chatard once at 9-1 to 15-14.
And as expected, Jim, we got a tight game here in midway or the start of the second quarter.
Well, Coach Ken Roseman is up barking out something. His team got off to a solid start. It has changed, though. Their job is to try to keep Drew Kageris in check and Joe Taylor off the boards. Easier said than done. Ethan Roseman way out front. Tough mid-range jumper for Roseman, gets a nice roll. And Ethan Roseman, the outstanding sophomore, has 8.
I'm just surprised they don't send another guy at him when he gets that deep in there and force him to pitch that thing out.
This is the 3rd turnover they've created off the press. Long rebound to the Royals. They'll start the run. Open court, layup, missed. Good opportunity there. Now we pick up the action. Back we go to Chatard with the ball.
That was great hustle by Hill, getting back on defense and forcing that tough shot.
Hill wears 25. He's got the ball there. A little off balance, though. And somehow Chatard keeps control. 17-14 our score. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Cashmore has a three-pointer for Chatard. It's only made 3 so far. 3 points is the difference. Roseman, little stutter step, and right to the goal. Chris Hill knocks one out from the outside. Once the Royals got within Chatard, there's a little breathing range now for the Trojans. 21-16 Chatard. Drew Kageris, by our numbers, yet to have a field goal.
Well, if you're Coach Roseman, that's part of the game plan. He's got to be real happy with that to start this game.
He expected to see some zone at times from the Royals defensively. Roseman's been able to get in the lane and fire that mid-range jumper. Tapped out to Moore. Moore tries to throw inside. Now a 3 from the right side, a little too strong. And the rebound to Roncalli.
Credit Forstall. He's done a really nice job on the glass for the Trojans so far this evening.
Yeah, Harrison Forstall. Tight ender in the championship football season. 6'3", 210. Chatard makes a habit of winning championships in 3A, and now they're bumped to 4A next year. Halfway through the second quarter, 21-16, Chatard. Drew Kageris with the ball now. Will fire a 3. He's got great range, but that one rims in and out. And the rebound to Ortego. Roseman kind of posting up inside. Misses the shot. Tapped out by Sam Feeney. And we stay at 21-16. Who's going to score for the Royals here?
So far it's been the Trojans' inability to stay in front of them in fouls that have allowed them to stay in the game from the free throw line. That and they got Taylor there one time down low there, but Kageris has had a tough start to his night. But he'll figure it out. He's too good. Mass substitutions, Jim.
Yes.
Both teams.
It's a hockey line change. Ortega picks up the foul. That's his second. So Forstall and Hill and DJ Fisher are out there, along with Semler.
They're going to have to find a different way to get Kageris shots. The ball screen's just not going to work. Bishop Chatard's just not going to allow him to get anywhere, so they're going to have to try to do something else to get him shots.
Ball tapped around. There's an open 3, but instead of drive to the hoop, and there's going to be an offensive foul and no basket. It's happened twice tonight to the Royals.
That's great defense by Semler. He's making sure he's got both feet outside the paint. His feet were set, and he took it right in the chest. That was an excellent defensive play.
We have stayed with a score of 21-16 for a while. 3:12 to go, first half. Hill will walk it up. Top scorer for the team, Ethan Roseman, with 10 out of the game. And that one, the Trojans try to save and do. You know, at times they don't seem to be very fluid with the offense, but don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, and give Semler credit on the offensive end. He made a hustle play there. There he is again on the glass.
Yep, keeps it alive, out to Cashmore. Can't cash in for 3. Rebound to the Royals. Well, who's going to break this deadlock right now? Eli Lauka's 11, and now it's 21-18.
Yeah, Chris Hill just got stuck staring at his man and didn't know where the ball was at there and got back cut for an easy basket for the Royals.
Luke Green with his first points. It's okay. I already made the first turnover on names.
I've almost said it twice now.
2.5 to go first half. I wrote down Rebels, then had to cross it out. So, no, it's been Royals for a little while.
It's hard when you coach for 20-plus years playing against these guys once a year. You know, you just get so used to it.
I'm sure. Pretty good effort. Second effort by DJ Fisher and Derek is going to be going to the free throw line to shoot it twice.
Yeah, the Chatard's guys off the bench have brought some great energy to the second quarter for sure. Those guys are working hard, especially on the offensive glass.
Follows on Will Hegwood. DJ Fisher converting at the free throw line. Lead stays in the hands of Chatard with under 2 minutes to go, first half. Jim Barber, Kevin Coots. Motion offense right now for the Royals. It's their specialty. Let's see if they get true. Down to 1:20 to go, first half. 3-ball, left side, buried. Drew Kager, his first 3 of the game, 6 for the game now, 23-21.
Maybe that'll get him going, Jimmy. Like I mentioned, he's had a tough start to his night, but you see one go in the basket right there, can get him going in a positive direction.
They cut off Ethan Roseman nicely as he tried to drive the lane against Will Hegwood, considered to be the Royals' best defensive player. Now Scotty Semler on the drive, a little baseline shot, basket, and should be a basket and one. Scotty Semler.
What a positive bonus he's been for Coach Roseman off the bench. He's been awesome here in the second half of this second quarter. Oh, they called it on the floor, Jim. Still great. Still, it was a great play by Semler.
Oh, yeah.
Either way.
25-21 our score. It was 15-9 at the quarter by Chatard. Ethan Roseman has 10 already. He's got the ball. Roseman cut off nicely by Hegwood. Chatard played the last minute of the first quarter, Kevin, looking for the final shot. See what they do here. It's not a bad idea, though.
And it looks like they're going to do the same thing, hold for one shot. Well,
that's not the one shot you want against big 6'7" Joe Taylor.
All right, now they're setting to what they want to run here.
What's your call here?
It's something to number one.
Well, that was a tough question. Down to 10 seconds to go.
My guess is he'll get it with about 8, or they'll run something for him at about 8.
Tries to pop out. He's got the ball with 5. Gives it up for 3. End of the first half. Highly competitive, as we hoped it would be, between two evenly matched teams. 25-21 our score. A reminder, Boilermakers Local 374 represents high-skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermakers Union Local 374. Call us at 219-845-1000.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Pretty competitive game so far between the Trojans and the Royals. Jim Barber, Kevin Kuntz with our courtside seats tonight. It's interesting. Ethan Roseman started off red hot with his baseline shot, and then they found a way to bottle him up. He found other people to score. In the meantime, Drew Kagerish, he's been limited tonight to 1-3, 6 points. So we have the game we thought we'd have, which is pretty balanced.
Yeah, for sure. That's been the game that we thought we would get. And Kagerish got that late 3 to go in, so hopefully that'll get him jump-started a little bit. And Roseman just got a little frustrated, I think, there in the second quarter, it looked like to me from a coach's perspective. He's finding it a little hard to score sometimes, and maybe he's missing some of those shots he normally makes, and he just looked like his body language looked like he was a little frustrated there at the end of the half.
His head coach and his dad, Ken Roseman, says besides it's a blessing to coach him, that he feels that all these junk defenses are making it tougher for him. Therefore, he's going to have to look to other people to score.
Absolutely. And when you're a good player, you have to get used to that. I've coached kids, and it's really frustrating for them because they don't really see it until they get the varsity level, junior high level, freshman, middle school level, or junior varsity level. Teams don't do that to them, but when your stats are on the Indy Stars website, people can look them up on Max Preps. They know how to prepare, and so they're not going to let you get easy shots and open looks. So mentally, it's good for him that it's happening to him now as a sophomore, because a lot of times these kids don't even see it till their junior or senior year. But if he's seen as a sophomore, he'll get used to it, and it'll become normal. We have watched Big Joe Taylor dominate the boards. 6'7", sophomore for Roncalli. What are your thoughts about his play so far? I thought he's been great on the boards, Jim. He's been outstanding. He's been active. He's just got to make sure he finishes off some of those bunnies. Looked like a couple times he wasn't taking his aggression towards the rim. He was kind of fading away a little bit, and I'm sure Coach Warnke will talk to him about that. It was 9-1 at one point in favor of Chatard, and the only points the Royals were getting in the first quarter were at the free throw line. They settled for 9 points total and 7 from the stripe. Second quarter, Chatard settled down with the personal fouls, and in the meantime, Trojans got to the line just twice, but knocked down a 3 or 2 every once in a while, so 4-point difference. As we look ahead to the second half, what kind of adjustments might we see? I think you'll probably see pretty much more of the same, to be honest with you. The only adjustment I think you could possibly see is Roseman having the ball more in his hands to initiate offense. I think Coach is trying to run him off of stuff and get him looks coming off of screens and stuff because it's harder to double him that way. But Roncalli really didn't do that. They really didn't double him at all. So now that he's seen that, I think they can go back to their normal action where he's got the ball in his hands. He's the one initiating offense. As for Roncalli, the one adjustment they need to make, and they did late there in the second quarter, is they can't run Kagerish off ball screens because he's not going to get open looks. Sure. The Trojans just aren't going to allow him to come off those ball screens and get into their offensive action. He's going to have to create shots in different ways, and they were able to do that there at the end of the second quarter. Well, he's a good three-point shooter, so if they can find some looks for him, he's at 37%. That's a strong number for high school. Absolutely. That's very good. 37% is really good. You start getting over 40, now you're talking elite level. And we mentioned Roseman, too. His average is 22 points a game, and on top of that, he has 34 steals this year. That's about a fourth of the team's steals, and 58 assists, exactly one-third of it. So is he a shooting guard or is he a point guard? I just think he's a guard, Jim, to be honest with you. I don't know that he has a position label, especially for this team. I mean, I don't know if you're looking at him. I think if you're looking at him at the next level right now, I would say he's a point guard. I think that's a position that suits him best, but he's required to do a lot of scoring for this team, but that may not be necessary, when he moves on to the next stage. But for right now, I view him as a point guard who can score at a real high level. Well, the late Bob Knight of Indiana, when asked about one of his players being a point guard or shooting guard, he said, he's a guard. He said, I don't label them. I don't label my forwards. I don't label my center. Well, if Coach Knight agrees with me, I feel pretty good about that, Jim. 25-21 our score. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and set you up for the second half from Chatard High School in the Circle City Conference.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Our mission is building better futures one story at a time. We acknowledge the whole person and the individual story. The Morales Group. Contact them at 317-472-7600. Let us review the scoring. For Chatard, top scorer is Ethan Roseman, 10 points on 5 field goals. Scotty Semler, 6 points on 3 baskets. Cashmore has a 3. Colin Guy, a 2. A 2 for Chris Hill, and 2 free throws for DJ Fisher to round out 25. 15 in the first quarter, 10 in the second. For the Royals, led in scoring by their top scorer for the season, Drew Kagerish, who has 9 on a couple of made threes and 3 free throws. Noel Schmaltz, a basket and a free throw. Luke Green, a basket for 2. Will Hegwood, 2 free throws for 2. Joe Taylor, a couple baskets and a free throw for 5. 7 and 9 free throws in the first quarter and 1 basket. 6 then. 3 threes. That makes a big difference in the game. And it's 25-21 as we start the second half. So you think that there's going to be a little adjustment by Ken Roseman and Chatard for Ethan Roseman as we start the last 2 quarters.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think they'll put the ball in his hand like they've done throughout the year most of the time and just let him initiate offense and kind of run their stuff. I think Coach Roseman was expecting him to be doubled, but it just hasn't happened, and so they can get back into their regular action.
And if you're Jamin Warnke, what are your concerns about Kagerish getting his shots and Taylor getting his touches?
Yeah, you can just run Kagerish off down screens, double screens, in the inside picks and stuff. That just the ball screen's not going to work the way Bishop Chatard's guarding him. And then Mr. Taylor's just got to finish around the basket better. He's being aggressive. He's playing hard. You just can't miss those easy baskets.
Drew Kagerish averages 17 a game. He already has 9 on a couple of made threes, and shooting 37% from the line has been an asset for him, and 70% from the free throw line where he's 3 of 3. Trojans about ready to break the huddle as we start the third quarter. 8 and 7. Royals versus the 7-7 Trojans. Trojans in action on Saturday, and the Royals will take on Ritter on Saturday as well. Both afternoon games, which is a little unusual on a Saturday.
I think, as you alluded to, that's due to the girls' sectional.
Sure.
It's kind of nice, though, for the little break in your season this late in the year. You get home. You used to getting home every night at 10:30. It's nice to get home at 6 o'clock on a Saturday.
We know Garrett Catholic played an afternoon game last week, and the philosophy was they had a semi-formal coming up. And Bobby Allen, the coach of the Eagles, said, you know what, we want our kids to be kids. Enjoy high school.
Absolutely. They spend enough time in the basketball gym.
They sure do. Good pass underneath the Taylor's got a mismatch inside. And Joe Taylor, first points in the second half, has 7, and Roncalli draws within 2.
That's a really good start for Roncalli to get him going down on the block. Good finish there by Taylor.
Here's Chris Hill. Scotty Semler. Good move by Roseman inside, and Ethan Roseman now has 6 baskets for a dozen.
Really good back screen on Roseman's guy there, and he just cut to that right block, and he was wide open.
27-23 Chatard. 50 seconds into the third quarter. Right quarter screen, 3 on the way, buried.
Well, if you're Coach Warnke, you love anything you get from Green, that's extra bonus points. So that's a really nice possession from them and a good start to this third quarter.
No, you mentioned that. Green averages 7 a game. He's got 5 already. He, too, is a good three-point shooter, 35%. 1-point game. See how the Trojans react to the Royals, who refuse to go away. This is Chris Hill handling with the right hand. Hill at 5'10", a little over 150 pounds, gives up his dribble. Now Semler.
I'll talk about two. They
Semler just scored his 4th field goal of the game. How are they defending Ethan Roseman here in the second half?
Yeah, we talked about adjustments at halftime when how Roncalli was just guarding him straight up in the first half. They decided to change that, and they're chasing him, and they're not allowing him to get the ball. So that's good for Coach Roseman that they practiced that all week and were prepared for it, so they should be able to go back to their original game plan.
Let's see if number 10, Drew Kageris, gets involved here. He's on the left side of your screen, guarded by Chris Hill. 29-26 Chatard. This three would tie the game. And we have contact, and it's going to be on the Royals. First personal foul on 24, Joe Taylor.
The other thing you can do, as I mentioned, if they're running on you, is just to put the ball in his hands to start the offense, and then that way at least it gives him an opportunity to get into a scoring position or get somebody else open.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's watch it, too, and see if they do exactly that.
But they're definitely chasing him with Hegwood. He's not leaving him.
Hegwood's a good defensive player, too, number 24 in red. Look how he bodies against Roseman. That's a tough shot. Trojans keep the ball. Semler had it, still has it. Kageris guarding him outside. 3 minutes gone by, third quarter, 3-point game, Chatard. Back to live action. Ethan Roseman on the cut of the basket. Drew Kageris just picked up his second foul for the Royals. Ethan Roseman has 3 field goals in the third quarter. With a home side white uniform, Trojans, he has 16 now for the game. And you thought that Chatard made a little adjustment with him offensively to get him in better position in the third quarter. Are you seeing that so far?
Yeah, so far it looks like that's what they're being able to do. I mean, you can see he's shaking a little free, a little easier, and even though they're running on him now they can go back like we talked about and run all the stuff they wanted to run to get the ball. See, they run that little Iverson cut right there to get the ball to him on the wing, and now he can get in there where he can score.
On the pull-up jumper, he does it nicely. 2:09 to go, third quarter. Chatard on an 8-0 run. It was 27-26 Trojans. Now after the timeout, they'll come back to the court with a 9-point lead at 35-26. Tonight's game brought to you by Piper Logistics. Piper Warehouse group of logistics professionals dedicated and working together to provide our clients with a complete logistics in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. Roll with us today. Call us today, 317-396-1023. So the Trojans have their biggest lead of the game now, 35-26. How are the Royals going to get back in it because Drew Kageris has not scored here in the third quarter, Kevin?
It's very reminiscent of the first quarter, right, and how the game started, and with Roseman getting on a really hot start and then Roncalli kind of adjusting and getting back in it. So they've been here before. I expect him to get pushed back here and get a couple good possessions, a couple stops, and get this thing back down to 4 or 5 point game.
Chris Hill to walk it up.
And there's Roseman on that elbow again. They're going to run that same action with him.
About 20 feet from the goal with the basket. Now Roseman back with the ball. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Trojans in command, now up by 9. Roseman spinning to the goal, finds Hill. Missing on the three. There's Big Joe Taylor with a rebound, the sophomore for the Royals. Now Kageris to give it up. Roncalli desperate in need of some offense.
And one thing for Kageris is going to be a struggle. The way Roncalli runs offense, motion offense, they don't run a ton of sets for him. They do run some, but a lot of their offense is just motion offense. And when that's the case, if they got a game plan for you to not let you get the ball, it makes it even tougher.
This is Hegwood, arguably the Royals' finest defensive player. Just 2 baskets here in the third quarter. And Kageris off the drive to the basket, fouled by Chris Hill, I believe. And that means free throws coming up for Drew, who knocked down 3 in the first quarter.
And that's a great adjustment by Kageris right there. When you're being face guarded like that, the best thing you can do is back cut or screen to get open. And he back cut Chris Hill there. He got caught staring at the ball again.
You missed it. Drew has committed to IUPUI. He'll be playing a lot of his games here in the city of Indianapolis at the fairgrounds.
I'm sure his parents are pleased with that. They'll be able to watch him.
Absolutely. Moments ago, Drew Kageris got a free throw for his 10th point of the game. Ethan Roseman now has 19, 9 in this quarter alone.
Yeah, he's got off to a great start to start this second half, Jim, just like he did in that first quarter.
With that made free throw, he has 20, and the Trojans have their biggest lead of the night, Kevin, at 37-27.
Yeah, Roncalli really needs a good set here to finish this third quarter if they're going to hold for one. Probably not down 10. They'll probably just run regular offense, but they need to string some possessions together.
Been a rough third quarter for him, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was just like that first quarter. They didn't get a bucket. It's just they have a hard time scoring. That's been one of their problems all year, as we mentioned in the pregame, right? Just trying to find enough guys who can put the ball in the basket.
Good defense by Colin Guy, who was sticking to Kageris out front. 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Ball in the hands of Will Hegwood. Final seconds, third quarter. Can the Royals get off a shot? Kageris on the drive. Beautiful switch from the left to the right hand by Drew Kageris, who has 12 for the game, and the lead after 3 is 37-29 Chatard. Passionate Care, one of our sponsors, dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Through Indiana state programs, we provide financial compensation. Contact us today for more information, 833-420-6640.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
This broadcast copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. For the private use of our audience, the use of pictures, video, and audio without express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Fourth quarter. Trojans home white uniforms with an 8-point lead, and there's Kageris with a steal and possibly a foul.
I think they said he stepped out after he deflected it,
I think you're right, yes. So no foul in the situation. Chatard gets the ball, and Cashmore to bring it in. He was the JV leading scorer last year for the Trojans. Doubleheader basketball on Saturday on IndianaSRN with Chatard. Boys by day at Greenwood Christian, and the finals of the Chatard sectional for the girls at night.
Roncalli went a 1-3-1 trap here, Jim, tried to create some turnovers.
Good dish by Moore to the outside, 3 missed. And on a fight for the rebound, Draylon Vaden went into the crowd and about 5 steps up. Good hustle.
And that defense was effective for Roncalli. They got a tough contested quick shot, and that ball got out of bounds off that rebound deflection.
So you're looking for Kageris here, or you're going to try to find Joe Taylor, who has a height advantage?
I think they're just going to run their stuff, to be honest with you. That's normally how they play basketball. So there they doubled Kageris off it. Any kind of screen action, ball screen action, he's not going to get open. I know I'd be a broken record, but.
And Will Hagwood, beneficiary of the good ball movement. He's got 5 for the game, back to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, that's huge for the Royals. They got Hagwood's hit a 3 and Green's hit a 3 here in the second half, so that's great for them. Help them get back in this game.
37-32. Scotty Semler. Vaden pass intercepted. Chance to cut it to a 1-possession game. This quarter started, or late third quarter, with Roncalli down 10. Here's Taylor double-teamed on the baseline and taken away. Good play by Cash Moore.
Yeah, great dig in the post there by Moore. He went down there, and Taylor brought the ball down to his level, and he took it away from him.
Roseman, little stutter step to the basket. That reminds you of the great Allen Iverson many years ago.
Yeah, that was a nice little hesitation move for sure.
6 in the first quarter, 4 in the second, 10 in the third for Roseman, and a basket already in the fourth for 22, Kevin.
He's really good from the free throw line down, Jim. I mean, he's almost unguardable down there.
He has stayed away from shooting the three-point shot tonight, too, which makes him more effective inside.
Absolutely.
Chatard up by 7, 2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter.
Now's an opportunity, too. If they've got some out-of-bounds plays in place for him, these are some opportunities where he may be able to get easier open looks because it's not against the set defense. Guys are moving. Excuse me.
Yeah, let's look for that here as Kageris throws it in, or is about to throw it in, and timeout is called.
That could be the reason for the timeout, Jim.
Yeah. And well, if you miss any of the action, catch the replay on our YouTube page. IndianaSRN Archives, always on the stream. With IndianaSRN, you always have a front row seat. On Sunday, we'll have 4 games for you from Cecina High School in Cadet CYO. First time we've done something of a marathon of that nature. And then the two finals of the semifinals coming up Wednesday night from Cecina. Here at Chatard, 39, Roncalli 32. Kevin Kuntz and Jim Barber, we still have a lot of time to go in the fourth quarter, so what might we look for, first of all, from the Royals?
Just constantly just getting good looks down here, and then they've been using that 1-3-1s, kind of sped them Chatard up a little bit, so we may see them stay in that 1-3-1 defense, and I would expect them to run something for Taylor or Kegaris here off this out-of-bounds play.
And moments ago, when they couldn't get it to them, they got it to Will Hagwood, who knocked down the three from the right corner. Not sure who that was intended for, but the Royals track it down before a violation.
That was a great set by Coach. They ran Kegaris to the corner off of a double, and his guy slipped the basket. They doubled Kegaris. He just missed the pass, wasn't handled very well.
How about Will Hagwood in the second half, the fourth quarter, back-to-back threes?
Huge. They're still in that trap.
6-2 difference for the Royals, who have cut the lead down to 4. Here's Hill. Semler can shoot the three, won't do it. He's got Cashmore, also a good three-point shooter. Against the trap, Hill on the drive to the basket. Taylor might have got a piece of it. Royals come up with a ball chance to get within 2. Off the break and a blocking foul.
I don't imagine Roseman will be out of the game very long here, Jim.
No.
In fact, that may be him there. I just heard the horn.
Cashmore's first personal foul. It's like you have ESPN. Ethan Roseman's back in the game.
I just coached for a long time, Jim. And when your lead goes from 8 to 4 that quick, your best player's coming back in the game.
And now a foul committed by Draylon Vaden. So 2 quick fouls by Chatard. 2 team fouls here in the fourth quarter. Again, if you go over 4, you put the other team in a double bonus. The record's just about even coming in this game down to 2 scores, 39-35. Hope you're enjoying it. Tonight live from Bishop Chatard High School. Taylor at the free throw line, a little handoff there, and another foul on Chatard. This is Hagwood at the free throw line, who single-handedly has brought the team back. After missing the first, converts the second. He has 7 of his 9 points in the quarter, and it is a 1-score game at 39-36.
We got a close one just like we thought we would, Jim.
Cashmore limited to 1 3-pointer so far. Scotty Semler has 4 field goals for 8. Tough pass to the outside to Moore, back to Semler. Nobody open. Good defense by the Royals. And a timeout call by Chatard, recognizing it just wasn't an open lane. 39-36. We'll take a break with 4:21 to go in the fourth quarter.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
To the fourth quarter with 4:21 we go here from Chatard High School on IndianaSRN. Ken Roseman calling a timeout moments ago. reset the Chatard offense, which now finds itself with just a 3-point lead.
And they're back in that pressure. You can see Kegeris extended all the way across half court in their trap.
Semler in trouble. Gets rid of it last minute to Colin Guy. Now he's in trouble. Back to Semler. Semler has a look for the three, and he can knock him down, but he doesn't take it. On the baseline. Shot missed by Cash Moore. Here come the Royals. A three would tie the game. That could tie it. That does tie it.
That's the right guy in the right place at the right time. Really good patience by Roncalli on that transition to find Kegeris trailing the offense.
15 for the game, and we're even at 39. This defense is giving Chatard a lot of trouble. Somehow they come out with the ball to Semler. Inside, Roseman for the basket. That's big.
That is a huge, huge play right there from the Chatard. Get the ball to Roseman there on the baseline and get an and one.
24 points for Ethan Roseman, Kevin, who averages almost 23.
For Chatard, the thing is they can't play side to side against that trap. They have to go downhill. They have to attack the basket, and that time, that possession, they did.
Foul was on Drew Kegeris, who put up his hands like me.
I think that was a pretty easy call by the official.
Yeah, Roseman, a 66% shooter from the line. Is 2 of 3 in this game.
And now Chatard counters with a little pressure of their own.
There's no shot clock in the game, as you've alluded to many a time, and that's going to be a foul coming up on Colin Guy.
That was a...
But it does take you out of your offense a little bit sometimes when you apply that half-court pressure.
For sure, absolutely. Get you out of rhythm, speeds kids up. Kids make bad decisions, but take poor shots. It can cause a lot of havoc if your kids aren't mentally prepared and tough enough to handle it.
And that's Colin Guy's third foul. Team foul 4. Rest of the way, it'll be 2 shots on offense for the Royals, who trail by 2. On their motion offense right now, ball handled out front by Hagwood, who's had a huge fourth quarter. Noah Schmaltz, who's 14. Hagwood wears 23, and he has had a big quarter with 7 of his 9. And now the Royals will use a timeout.
Coach Wernke didn't like what he saw there either. They were just kind of running around in circles with not much purpose, so he called timeout there and get them organized.
Each team with 2 timeouts left in the game, so let's go inside the Royals huddle. Take people where they can't go, which is inside the get-together during a timeout. What's Jamin talking about?
I think he's talking about kind of what kind of actions he's wanting to get right here, and also talking about just dribbling with a purpose. They had a couple guards there that they reversed the ball, and the first thing they did was just bounce it and start dribbling it. They didn't really have a purpose or a reason where they were going. So he's getting them organized, 1, and then 2, he's just talking about catching the ball, being still, being active with your eyes, seeing where the defense is, and not just taking off and dribbling the ball around. They'll probably look to get something to Kegeris or inside to Taylor right here. Or maybe to Hagwood. Heck, as hot as he's been, sometimes you're a coach, you just ride the hot hand.
Oh, yes. They've got Ritter on the road, 3:30 Saturday afternoon, 1:30 on the road for Chatard. Visiting red uniforms, trailing with the blue numbers for the Royals, who have fought from 10 back to trail by 2. And there's Drew Kegeris with 15 points to lead his team in scoring, number 10. That'll be a fine addition to IUPUI, which could use some outside scoring. Basket to tie and a 3-pointer to go ahead. Inside Taylor, game tying at 41, second tie of the fourth quarter.
Just as we talked about, Jim, they ran an action to either Kegeris or Taylor. This time it turned out that Coach Wernke chose Taylor.
He has 9. See if they get to Roseman somehow. Dangerous pass, Hill. Now Roseman on a drive to the basket, and that's 26 now for Ethan Roseman.
It's really smart by Coach Roseman to put him in the middle of that 2-1-2 offense, because when he gets the ball in there with the way they're trapping, he's going to get real easy looks, and that's where he's really comfortable.
So that makes him tough to stop there at that position, then, right?
Absolutely, because he's one of those guard top positions. He's getting trapped every time he touches it. Once he gets the ball in the middle of the paint, or in the middle of the lane there, he's really good there and comfortable and easy for him to score.
Timeout situation, 2 apiece for the teams. Bonus for the Royals if they get to the line.
There's Taylor again on that left block.
To the right corner, a three would put him ahead. Now to drive to the hoop will tie the game.
Hegwood again, Jim. He's having an awesome second half.
How about 9 in the fourth quarter, Kevin?
That's pretty good.
Third tie of the fourth quarter at 43. Chris Hill, left corner, handing it off to Colin Guy. Now Sembler. Guarded way out front by Hegwood. That ball was kicked, otherwise Kageris would have had a breakaway.
Again, like I talked about earlier, 10 and 25 just can't pass the ball side to side against this kind of defense, or they're going to turn the ball over. They've got to get the ball to the corner or get the ball into the high post there to Roseman.
I would think the side-to-side turnover results in a breakaway.
Yes, it does. And they're throwing some loopy passes, too. They need to make sure their passes are crisp.
How much do you look for Roseman here? Now off the steal, Kageris to the basket and one. Drew Kageris has put the Royals ahead, 45-43 for the first time. Are you ready for this, Kevin? Since it was 1-0.
And then right there you got the opposite guard from Cashmore. See how below the ball he is? He can't be like that. He has to be behind the basketball so that Moore has an opportunity and an angle to get the ball to him. He just had nowhere to go with that.
Drew Kageris at the free throw line has matched his scoring average per game at 17. Misses the free throw. Gets the rebound and gets fouled, and then back to the free throw line. He'll go, and he might have got bumped either in the nose or in the eye.
I'll tell you what, as a coach, that keeps you up at night, Jim. When you get a free throw block out, you don't find a guy when the guy's standing right there next to you. That's the stuff that just drives coaches crazy.
And so Kageris will get a chance to attempt, Kevin, his 5th and 6th free throw. Now check that. This is actually a 7th attempt. 46-43. Free throw line is making a difference for the Royals.
That's for sure. It has all night.
Trailed in the fourth quarter at 37-29.
Let's see if they trap here now that they're up 2 possessions. I'll be interested to see if they're still trapping or they're playing straight up man. They're going to stay trapping. It's been really successful for them. Makes sense.
Yeah, why change something at this point? Almost forces another turnover. And now a foul on front as Colin Guy gets bailed out.
And that doesn't hurt Roncalli. That's only their 2nd foul with less than a minute to go.
Exactly. Can afford to commit a couple more.
I'm sure that may have been relayed in that huddle as well, as we're going to stay in this pressure and you guys be aggressive, and if you pick up a few fouls, that's all right.
Yep, chew up some clock. Noah Schmaltz picked up his first foul. Now Chatard badly in need of a basket. Let's see if they can find Roseman. That's Roseman there. Double teamed out front, 45 seconds left. Switches gears, finds a three-point shooter. Chatard gets the rebound, misses on the follow. Rebound Kageris and a foul. That's all Chatard can do at this point with 34 seconds to go and the Royals in command.
And that puts Kageris back at the line, if I'm correct. That's their 5th foul.
What a change of events here in the fourth quarter, really started by Will Hegwood, who knocked down a couple of threes, and then Drew Kageris, who's made a living from the free throw line.
Yeah, you got to give Roncalli a lot of credit. They stuck with this, and really the thing that changed the game was that 1-3-1 trap, Jim. That was the adjustment that turned this game on its head. Give Coach Warnke and his kids a lot of credit. And they made that adjustment, and this game just completely switched.
Second free throw for Kageris is short. Taylor with a rebound, and he's fouled.
When you're down 5 points with 30 seconds left, you have to put possessions together, and you have got to be able to block out on a free throw. That's really hurt Chatard here late in this fourth quarter. And now with the rule being 2 shots automatic, it's not even like as a coach or a team you can hope he misses the first and get the ball back.
Yep. Roncalli started the fourth quarter with just 29 points. They have 20 here in the fourth. 3 players in double figures. That's a 3 on the way, missed. Rebound Taylor. The only thing the Trojans can do is get a tie-up, which they did, or a foul. And with 16.8 seconds to go, they get the tie-up, but the Royals get the ball.
Everything going Roncalli's way right now, Jim.
A great fourth quarter. Kageris and Hegwood and Taylor all now in double figures for Roncalli, which is set to go to 9-7 and win their first conference game, Kevin, against a couple of losses.
Yeah, this is a really nice fourth quarter for them. Maybe they found something with this 1-3-1 defense, too, that they can use later in the season.
And the Trojans will need to rely on somebody other than Roseman, as Ethan has 26, but he's been the only one to score here in the fourth quarter.
Well, I said in pregame, Jim, I said, who's going to be number 3? Who's going to be that third guy? And it turned out that third guy tonight was Will Hegwood.
Jamie Warnke about to wrap up the victory here in his second year as head coach of Roncalli. 11 now for Will Hegwood. Chatard has been limited to 3 field goals here in the fourth quarter. And so what was once a 10-point deficit in the second half has gone to an 8-point lead for Roncalli.
That's an 18-point swing. That's amazing.
We'll see the Trojans again Saturday afternoon from Greenwood Christian. Joe Taylor now with 11 for the game. So from 10 down to 10 up. Roseman, final seconds. Pass inside. The basket will be good. Ortega, but the lead for the Royals commanded with a finish of 53-45. And Kevin, as we look back on it, what a fourth quarter for Roncalli.
Yeah, Bishop Chatard, Jim, to be honest, he looked in control of this game through 3 quarters. I mean, they looked like they had complete control, and then Roncalli just changed this game completely in the fourth quarter when they went to that 1-3-1 trap. And unfortunately for Chatard, they got the ball a couple times where they needed to get it to score, but it just took them out of their offense completely.
So once again, the final score 53-45 in favor of the Royals in this Circle City Conference game. For Kevin, I'm Jim. So long from Bishop Chatard High School.